be a short mobility and core flow. Child's pose, bring the big toes to touch, settle the hips down and back and walk your fingers forward. Nestle the chest down here. Connect to the breath. Noticing the response in your physical body. Breathe in, sweep the right arm underneath, let the back of the hand touch down. Exhale, lower the chest back down, right temple to the mat. Inhale, lift up, switch sides, left arm goes through. Exhale, left temple down. And now rising up, both hands plant, lift the hips, spread the fingers wide, and find downward facing dog, finding that upside down V here, head and neck is heavy. Try to make your arms longer here, meaning more distance from the caps of the shoulders down to your fingertips, so really pressing away. Not crunching in the neck, lifting that tailbone nice and high. Deep breath in high on the tippy toes, and breath out, heels down. Again, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Last one, breathe in, lift, and start to walk forward here. Just toe healing those feet, maybe up on the tippy toes. Slow and steady till you get to your hands, and when you do, take a forward fold. Chest to thighs to really bend in the legs here. Release the head and neck down, let it be nice and heavy. Inhaling breath, find a halfway lift. Bring the crown of the head forward, flat back. Exhale, release down. Next breath in, find chair pose. Sink the hips, arms stretch up. Hands can also draw to heart center wherever you feel more comfortable. Making sure the weight's in the back of the feet. You have a nice straight line from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. Belly stays drawn in. And release down, fold. Stepping the feet back, plant the hands, come to your knees, and rise up for a modified camel here. Shoulders stack over the hips, hips over the knees, draw the belly in. Deep breath in, left arm goes to your heel. Exhale, right arm goes up, stretch, lift the chest, lift the heart. Deep breath in, lower the right hand to the right ankle. Exhaling breath, lift up. And one more each side. Inhaling breath, left hand down, right arm up. And next round of breath, right hand down, left arm up. Release both hands to the mat. Spread the fingers wide, lift the hips, find that downward facing dog here. One more time. Let the head and neck be heavy. Inhaling breath, send the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bend the leg, flex the foot, drop heel to butt here. Open up that hip. Maybe take a couple of circles in one direction. And then circling out in the other direction. Square off the hips, inhaling breath. Exhaling breath, step that left foot through in between the hands. Let the right knee come down behind your right hip. Top of the right foot lowers. Low lunge as the arms sweep up. Draw your left hip back here and press your right hip forward. Hands to the heart. Take a prayer twist. Let it go. Right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Try to really twist from the low part of your spine here. From your entire spine, not just up in the cervical spine. Let your gaze stay down if that's more comfortable, or look up over that left shoulder. Inhale, draws you back to center. Exhaling breath, frame your front foot and sit it back, find half splits. Really flex the toes to your face. Take a little tick-tock here with that foot side to side. Deep breath in as you find that length, shoulders away from the ears. Try to keep that length in your spine as you fold forward. Try not to round in the upper back here. Deep breath in as you bend back in, plant your hands, tuck the toes on the right foot, and then step your right foot forward about a step or two, pyramid pose, fold over that front leg. Keep a soft bend in that front leg here so you don't hyperextend. Hands can stay on the mat or they can come to your hips. Hands down to the mat. Bend into that left leg and plant your right foot with the toes facing the top right edge of your mat, stepping it back about a step or two, warrior one. So left knee's gonna come right over that left ankle. Arms stretch up. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Clasp the hands, back bend. Inhaling breath rises you up. Exhale as you fold forward, humble warrior. So bring that left shoulder to your left thigh or down to the inside, arms stretch up and overhead. Release the hands to your hips, rise back up, flat back, warrior two, pivoting that right foot to face the right side of your room, settling down in here. Deep breath in, flip your front palm. On an exhale, reverse your warrior, right hand to the small of your back. Left arm goes up and overhead. Inhaling breath, come back to that warrior two. Exhaling breath, cartwheel those arms down, come high on the ball of that back foot. Step your left foot back to meet it and come down to your forearms for dolphin pose. Elbows right underneath those shoulders. Lift the hips nice and high and start to walk those feet in. So think down dog, but from your forearms. Inhaling breath, send the left leg high, squeeze the glute. Exhale as you slowly lower it to meet the right. Do it again. Inhaling breath, send it high. Exhale, slowly lower. 3 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 2 more times. Lift and lower. Last one. We lift and we lower. Pressing into those hands, find your downward facing dog, and then lowering down to those knees, preparing for a version of camel pose again. So tucking the toes here, rising up, hands at the heart, keeping the hip points lifted here, belly nice and tight, glutes nice and tight. You start to lean back, pressing into those toes. Keep that nice straight spine here from the knees up to your shoulders. Exhale as you come back forward. You should feel it right in the quads, in the front of those legs. Lean back and bring it forward 3 more times. Lean back and bring it forward. Last 2. Last 1. And release the hands down to the mat. Find your downward facing dog. Spread those fingers nice and wide. On your next inhaling breath, send the right leg high to the sky. Bend the leg, flex the foot, and drop heel to butt. Open up your hip here. Maybe taking those circles in one direction. And then just finding it in the opposite. Keeping that right shoulder pulled down here. Next breath in, square off the hips, right leg high. Exhale, you step it through in between the hands, preparing for that low lunge. The left knee comes down this time, right knee over the ankle, arms stretch up. Exhaling breath, hands at the heart. You find that prayer twist, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Pressing in strong with that right hand here. Deep breath in, back to center, hands plant. Exhaling breath, half splits. Take that foot and just tick-tock it side to side here. Inhale as you lengthen, crown of the head forward, and exhale, keep that length as you fold down. Bending back into that right leg, tuck the toes on the back foot, step it in, step or two, and find your pyramid folding over that front leg. Hands can stay on the mat or come to your hips. Keep a micro bend in that right leg here. Next breath in, release your hands down to the mat. Step your back foot back just a little bit, about a step or two. The toes still facing the top right corner. It's warrior one as you bend into that front leg. Bring the hands down behind your low back, clasp the fingers, puff the chest, and then find your humble warrior. Coming forward here, right shoulder to the inside of that right thigh, arms stretch up and overhead. Releasing the hands to your hips. Rise up with a flat back, turn those left toes. Warrior two, settle in. Fingers are energized here, deep breath in, flip your front palm. On an exhale, reverse the warrior. Left hand to the small of your back, right arm up and overhead. Next breath in, warrior two. Exhale, you cartwheel those arms down, come high on the ball of that back foot. Step your right foot back and lower down for dolphin here. Elbows under the shoulders, walk the feet in. Inhaling breath, send the right leg high, squeeze the glute. Exhale, lower to tap. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap 3 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, tap. Last 2, lift. tap, last one, lift, and tap. Pressing into those hands, down dog position. Step or hop your feet to your hands, and when you arrive, find a halfway lift. Exhaling breath, you fold forward. Coming onto your toes here, lowering down, lifting the knees up into the chest, and lifting the heels, coming all the way down. It's toe squat. And this, if this does not work for you, you come down to your knees, actually tap them on the mat, and you sit up here, still getting that stretch in the feet there, the arches of the feet. So if you're in that toe squat, you've got your toes lifted, or your heels lifted, excuse me, and the knees come to where the thighs are about parallel to the floor. Keeping the hands at the heart here. And just breathe. Drawing the belly in. And then however you get there, we're all going to rise up slow and steady, preparing for our chair pose. So the heels are going to lower. Settle the feet about hip distance apart, or right next to each other, and find that length from the tailbone up through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. Bring your right heel up to your glute. Exhale, lower it down. Bring it up, tap, and lower. 3 more, tap, and lower. 2 more, tap, lower. Last one, tap, and lower. We pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge. Find your cactus here. Tap that right knee down, lift it up, tap, lift, 3 more, tap, lift, 2 more, tap, lift, last one, tap, lift, reach the arms forward and come high on the ball with that back foot, runner's lunge. Inhaling breath, sweep the arms back around behind you, stay low. Exhale, come back to start. Inhale to sweep, exhale to reach, sweep, reach forward 2 more times, sweep, reach, last one, sweep, reach, lower those hands down, standing splits, pour all the weight into your left foot, and the right leg rises. Finding that stretch in the back of your left leg, maybe the left hand comes around to your calf here. And slowly lowering the right foot to meet the left. Take your forward fold, chest to thighs, let it go. Inhaling breath, find that halfway lift. Lengthen the crown of the head forward, tailbone to the back wall, and exhale, you fold down. Root down through your feet and rise all the way up to stand here. Deep breath in, stretch those arms up overhead. Slight back bend here, lift the heart, lift the chest. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Find the mountain pose. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale as you settle down, chair pose. All the weight goes in the right foot this time. Deep breath in, take your left heel to your glute. Exhale to tap it down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, tap 3 more times, lift. Tap, 2 more, lift. Tap, last one, lift. Tap, pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your hands to the mat if you need to, but we're stepping that left foot to the back of the mat. Find your cactus here. Lower that left knee to a tap, lift it, lower, lift, 3 more, lower, lift, 2 more, last one, runner's lunge, arms reach forward. Let's alternate here, right arm sweeps around, deep breath in, exhale, return to start, inhale, left arm sweeps, exhale, return, 2 more each way, sweep, sweep, last one, each side, and then pour the weight into that right foot, standing splits. Straighten that right leg out. Left leg high. Maybe your right arm comes around to that calf. Draw your nose to your shin. Deep breath in, rise up halfway. And then lowering that left foot to the back of the mat. Just pivot and turn to your left here and find a wide-legged forward fold. Pour the weight into the balls of your feet and just lower down. Feeling that stretch in the hamstrings here. Rising up halfway on the inhale, maybe hands to the outer blades of your feet or to the hips. And exhale, you release down. Walking back to face the top of the mat, deep breath in. And then stepping that right foot back to meet the left, high plank. Sending the hips high, find your downward facing dog. Deep breath in, send the left leg high. And then exhale, step it through in between the hands. Come high on the ball of that back foot. Let your right hand plant to the inside and the left arm goes up. It's a closed twist here. Staying high on the ball of that back foot, left knee over that ankle. Rolling on to that outer blade of your right foot, send your left leg back either halfway or all the way back, finding your hip dips here. Inhaling breath as you dip the hips down. Exhale to lift high. Dip, lift, keeping that right hand right under that right shoulder 2 more times. Dip, lift, last one, dip, and lift. Getting that left foot back to the top of the mat. Pivot and turn, so you're facing the right side of the room now. Wide-legged forward fold, release down. So on this one, we try to keep our hips from popping up and down here. Try to keep them square. Left hand's gonna plant, right arm goes up. Coming down with the right arm, meet the left, bend in to both arms, lower down, chest hovers. Press up, right hand plants, left arm goes up, twist. Coming back down, both hands meet, bend the arms, lower down. Woo. Right arm up, lowering both. Left arm up, so just try to keep that hip from popping up as you twist side to side. We'll go one more at each. Move with your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. Finding our goddess pose. Toe heeling those feet in just a little, so you've got them about shoulder distance apart. And then bring your hands to the tops of the knees here. So nice flat back, draw the belly in, and think cow-cat pose here from your goddess. So the hips are gonna stay low. Inhaling breath to arch the back, draw the shoulders away, and then exhale to round. Inhale to lift, open, and exhale to round, draw the belly in. Inhale to open, exhale to round. 2 more times, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Staying in your goddess, arms stretch out. Parallel to the floor, palms are up. You lean to the left and then lean to the right. And just move with your breath. Keep the weight in those heels. Knees are tracking in the same direction of those toes. 2 more each way. 1 more each. And then straightening those legs, let the arms go up. Toe heel the feet to face the right side of the room. And then with a flat back, you fold forward. Let it go. Inhaling breath, halfway lift. And exhale, you fold down. Finding your wide-legged down dog here. Walk the hands forward. Sending the hips nice and high. Deep breath in, take it forward into a high plank here with wide legs, shoulders over the wrists. On an exhale, send the hips high. Right hand reaches for the left foot. Inhale, come back, wide-legged high plank. Exhale, send the hips high, left hand reaches for the right foot. Take a few more here, each way. Inhale, exhale. Last one. And then walking those hands back to meet the feet. Pivot and turn back to face the front of the room. And then let the left foot step back to meet the right, high plank. Send those hips high, downward facing dog. Good job, y'all. Inhaling breath, send the right leg high to the sky. Exhaling breath as you step it through in between the hands. Left hand's gonna plant or high on the ball of that back foot. Let your right arm go up here. Find your close twist. Stack your right shoulder over left, and then rolling onto the outer blade of that left foot this time. Let your right foot walk halfway back, maybe all the way. Inhale as you dip the hips. Exhale to lift. Dip, lift. 1 more time. And then stepping that right foot back to the top of the mat. Pivot and turn to face the left side of the room. And you're in that wide-legged forward fold here. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen, maybe hands come to the hips, and then exhale, release down, forward fold. Inhale to rise up, finding our goddess, bringing those feet back in. Keeping the hands on the knees just above them. Deep inhaling breath. On an exhale, let your right shoulder dip over towards your left foot. Inhale back through center, and then left shoulder dips over to the right. Let it go. A couple more times each way. Breathe in and breathe out. And bringing those arms up to a cactus pose. Goddess. Inhale. Exhale, lean it to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, lean it to the right. So just drawing those elbows down. Keep the belly nice and tight here. Nice flat back. One more each way. And then on that last one, straighten, lift up arms and legs. Let your toes face the left side of the room. Stretch up nice and tall. Pivot and turn to face the front. Let your left foot step forward to meet the right. Hands at the heart and find your mountain pose. Draw the belly in, draw the glutes in. Quads are nice and tight here. Breathe. Take just a few breaths. Take a moment. Get a sip, get a drink, whatever you need. Next breath in. Sweep the arms up overhead. On an exhale, fold forward. Chest to thighs. Plant your hands and step your right foot to the back of the mat. Not too far back though. We're actually going to tuck that right foot off the left edge of our mat. So we're going to spin it off to the side. So we're in kind of a low lunge here. We're going to rock forward and rock back. So just rock it forward. You can keep your hands resting on your thighs and rock it back. Now you're welcome to stay here and do these little rocks forward and back, or you can get a little crazy and we're going to add in a roll up. Okay? So you lie back, rocking all the way, coming down. Let those legs come off the mat, and then you rock forward and you come back up. Lowering down. Told you it was going to get crazy. Plant and rock up. Lower down. Roll up. 2 more times. One more. Whoo. Spin that right foot back on the mat. Left knee lowers. Right leg comes in front this time. So let's spin that left foot off just a little here. And let's rock it forward and back. Straightening that right leg and rebending it. 2 more rocks. And then you can stay right here, or you can get crazy again. Send it all the way back. Roll up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. And then once you finish that last one, just bring your left foot back to the mat. Let the right knee come to meet it. Settle the hips down, big toes touch, knees draw together, and just find a child's pose here. Chest on your thighs. Let it go. Two more breaths here. And on your next breath in, press into the fingers. Rise up. On an exhale, bring your hips down towards the floor. Think cobra pose. Soft bend in your arms here. Inhaling breath, lift the hips. Exhale, settle it down, child's pose. Inhaling breath, lift the hips nice and high. Press into the hands and find a cobra pose. So the legs stay down, just a slight bend in the arms. Hips lower, chest lifts. Inhale to press back. Exhale, child's pose. Take it one more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower cobra. Inhale to lift. And exhale, child's pose. Inhaling breath to lift you up. Coming down onto your hips and just spin those legs around to face the front. Shake it out just a little here, so let those legs just go out in front. And just wiggle those legs around here. Drawing that right knee in towards your chest. Maybe interlace the fingers just below the knee. Really pull it in, sit up nice and tall here. Inhaling breath, sweep those arms up. Keep the foot where it is. On an exhale, you can hug that knee in with your left arm as the right arm comes behind, or you can place that right elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Sit up really tall and find that twist. Inhaling breath, roast you back to center. And then exhale, just finding the interlace on that other side as the left knee draws into your chest. Sit up nice and tall. Inhaling breath, arms up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Maybe you hug that knee into the chest here, or take that right elbow to the outside of your thigh. Left hand really close to your low back because you can press that elbow in to even sit up nice and tall. A little bit taller. Inhale, arms go up back to center, and then just releasing both legs out, finding a wide-legged forward fold here. Try to bend your legs to start this, so draw the knees in towards your chest. Keep that chest-thigh connection as you straighten those legs. So then when you start to feel that stretch in your hamstring, you know you've gone far enough and you don't overstretch here. Keeping that chest-thigh connection without excessive rounding in that upper back. So you might not fully straighten those legs, and that's okay. Just breathing in and breathing out. And slowly releasing, rising up. Coming down all the way onto your back here. One leg, happy baby. Left leg can extend out. Right knee draws in towards the shoulder or the armpit. Reach around for the outer blade of that right foot and draw down. Think about pressing your right foot towards the ceiling here. Keeping your hips, your back, everything grounded. Press in with your foot and also pull down with that hand. Feeling the stretch in the back of that thigh, inner thighs, and hamstrings. And then slowly releasing right leg out. Other side, left knee draws in towards the shoulder, the armpit. Reach around for that foot. And press that foot towards the ceiling. And slowly releasing. And you can lay here as long as you choose. Corpse pose. You can bend the legs if that's a little more comfortable for the low back. Separate the feet to the outer edges and just let the knees draw together. I hope that you feel just a little more mobile in your hips, in your shoulders, in your ankles. Thank you for joining me today. Keep practicing. Namaste.